Okay, we're going. We're live.
We're live.
What's up, freak
Okay, we have a
bitches?
special guest today. We got Zane Alexander.
Tony is here. Tony
Zane
finally
Alexander.
made it.
Wait. Why is it?
Wait, that's not right. Where's our studio audience?
Let's go to the younger Humber email.
So welcome, Zane.
Thank you
Zane,
so much for having me.
actor, streamer extraordinaire,
That's me.
wine connoisseur, wine snob who didn't want to take a glass of this because he didn't know what it was.
What is that?
That's
I don't know.
not
He stayed
true.
silent when it
I
was
know
offered
Murphy
to him.
Good, Sauvignon
No.
Blanc. I know that.
Murphy Sauvignon Blanc?
You do? You know that one?
No. Most certainly not. Most certainly not.
I was surprised.
Yeah. No.
I was like, fuck. I felt really
All
excited.
about it.
Yeah.
Really excited.
Zane, are you happy with your introduction?
Yeah, it was a great introduction.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay. That's
absolutely love
good.
it.
Well, we're
Yeah.
happy to have you here.
Thank you so much.
And it's a
Do you want to
pleasant-
plug your socials or something, or what is that? Do you do that after the show, or do we put it in the description?
We're the
Well, let's
host.
give
We're
the
supposed to
people
know
a
whether.
reason to-
Well, shit.
We're supposed
Yeah.
to know if we
Yeah.
if we do it. In the
We've
beginning
never,
of the
hey,
show.
we've never done it with any other guest we had on here.
We
so.
had another guest and we forgot to. We
Yeah,
didn't
well-
give him any opportunity to plug himself.
Two
whatsoever.
other guests, yeah.
Did we
did
even
bits.
say his name?
2 times. We didn't say, yeah. Nope. So welcome, Zane.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, can we
Wow.
thank you to our studio audience?
Thank you so much.
Here every night. They're always excited to see us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually did one time do a podcast. My only other podcast experience on someone else's podcast was me and my roommate Justin, who both of you guys know,
Yes.
was on this girl's podcast. I don't even know what her subject of the podcast was, but we just did bits for literally
The whole
an hour and a
yeah.
half.
Like
And she
inside
was
jokes.
and she was just like trying to
Like,
talk to
wrangle
us,
you
and we were
guys?
just like fucking around for so long.
Well,
and she,
I'm sure she loved
yeah,
that.
she loved it. Yeah,
was
yeah.
super
We listened to
stoked.
SoundCloud after it. I would say that like probably 95% of us was just us doing.
It was
bits
just
over and over
nonstop
again.
nice.
bullshitting and fucking around.
Well,
and
look,
ruining
hopefully
it.
this can be a part 2 of that experience. It'll be all
wanna
inside
continue the
jokes that
trend.
no one listening or watching this would ever understand.
I was
Yeah.
actually thinking about that, like all the bits that we do. It's like if we just tried to just force that into the podcast, that'd probably be the most most egregious thing to listen to. That'd be so annoying. It would make no sense because a lot of our inside jokes are just like sounds or impersonations of
Yeah,
certain
weird
people.
voices.
Yeah, weird voices.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it would be like listening to an hour-long miscommunication. It would just be so fucking frustrating.
Yeah.
We were talking about how every
Yeah.
the other night we were talking about every sitcom is just a miscommunication.
Oh, yeah, I
yeah,
really want to
yeah.
pitch this idea. I have, oh my God, I haven't even told you this. Beckett came up with this the other day. The 3 of us were hanging out. You weren't there. But anyway, so yeah, I had this idea, a great idea for a TV show, okay? Lucas pointed out to me a few years ago that every sitcom, like he was watching Friends,
watching
and,
Friends, yeah.
and then Seinfeld shortly after, and you were telling me like, I'm just annoyed because like, there would be no show if they just communicated. There's always just some dumb, and then they end up communicating at the end of the episode, and everything's fine, and it resets. And then the next week,
Yeah,
there's just another
exactly.
miscommunication.
Another miscommunication.
And it's
Yeah.
like, but Rachel, she can't know that I lost her cat. And then it's like the whole time, if he just
Yeah.
told her, he was honest with her, nothing
Yeah.
uld have happened. Then he ends up being honest with her, and then they
problem
find the
is
cat
solved.
in
It
the
all
way.
works out.
Everything is back to
hunky dory.
normal. So that
Yeah.
next
So I had
episode-
an idea for sort of a modern take on that. You know how in How I Met Your Mother, they sit in a bar all day. We were in a bar the other day, and unlike How I Met Your Mother, I couldn't hear a goddamn thing that either of them were telling me. They were sitting next to me because
Yeah.
there's so much noise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right? And so I was like, okay, what if we did like this like sort of like meta realism version of How I Met Your Mother almost, where like, see, we still have the miscommunication because they'll tell me something and I'll just hear it wrong. Or like if there's 3 of us, each of us will hear something different and it'll be something really dark. Okay. So it'll be like, yeah, just said hi to your mom. And it'd be like, so let's say Zane said that. It'll be like, I think like, oh my God, you just had sex with my mom?
Yeah.
And then Lucas might be like, oh my God, you just had sex with my dog?
Yeah.
And then it's like the whole episode is us coming to terms with this and it's really dark and weird. And you can't hear a goddamn thing in the room. And then we like, okay, well, we can still be friends at the end of the episode because we need to for the classic
next episode.
sitcom format because you
For the
need to
next
reset,
episode.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and it just shows a testament to our friendship. But the whole thing is you can't the whole like the like punchline of the whole show is that you can't hear anything the whole time.
It's just sort of crowd noise.
yeah,
Crowd
it's
noise.
hyper realism, you know, like
There's
where
like
you,
someone walking in front of the frame
Yeah,
every
yeah,
like,
like
couple
out
of
of focus.
seconds.
Like it's really
You hear,
not. It doesn't use traditional filmmaking.
like
Yeah.
the whole time in the background. What do you think
Well-
of that? Would you buy that show?
Look, Netflix, I know you're watching us.
Yeah.
Place your bids now.
Yeah.
And if
Showtime, HBO.
And if
I
you
know you
heard
all want a
that,
piece.
if you heard that synopsis and you thought, well, how could they do that for so many seasons? You could say the same thing about Friends. That was what, like 12 seasons or something?
So many.
Yeah,
I mean, the
seasons.
miscommunication was so far
So
in that to
many.
where one character accidentally proposed to another character because they didn't communicate. It's so stupid. This show is way more realistic than whatever that dumb bullshit
Yeah.
is.
I truly think there might be a place for this.
There's a place for this.
I think that there's an audience
for
for this.
this. They're all sitting in this room right now. The whole audience, they're all here right now. It's
Four
just
subscriptions is a hell of a way to
audience.
start.
It's whoever's in
Yeah.
the thing.
be
Yeah.
tremendous ratings. You guys
Yeah.
are you number 4 in the ratings.
Well, the
Yeah.
lucky thing about us,
No, I
I just want to say one last thing about this: is we're cheap. We don't need a lot of money from you, and
None
the whole
almost.
idea to be realistic. We don't even need to film it well. We don't need to have microphones. All we need is one shitty microphone on a camera.
That's right.
So
You wouldn't
Yeah.
need a
why would you
microphone.
You don't need a
not pick this
microphone.
show
Sort
up?
of ruins
Yeah.
the whole point if you have a
Yeah,
microphone.
you don't need to pay for extras. You could just go to a
You
regular
just-
bar.
yeah,
and
That's
then
the
just
idea,
shoot
yeah.
it.
For the
Yeah,
people
and
just
just
have
shoot
blurred
it.
faces.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
need to sign off on using faces. No, that's great.
No, there's like people like looking into the camera half the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
what
yeah.
the
You filming a
fuck
movie?
is that?
Yeah,
you
it's just-
filming a movie?
It's just more real.
Yeah, it's just
So
more
I
real.
have a question, and this is in reference to when we all hung out the other night. Well, not this guy. I left the bar. We all went to a bar, and I had left at around like 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And that was after about an hour of waiting for you guys to get hot dogs. Did you guys ever get your?
pretzels.
Oh, did you guys ever get your pretzels?
We
Because
did.
We were waiting at that table for like an hour and a half, and no pretzel ever came. Did you get
Yeah.
your food?
Yeah.
Is there a tale to be told about what happened that night?
I think
after-
that it was probably maybe like 15 minutes after you left. Tony was like, "All right, I gotta go fucking check on these pretzels." And then Tony goes in and checks on the pretzels, and then like comes back out and he's like, "All right, they said they're bringing the pretzels." And then like 15 minutes pass, and then like Annie's like, "All right, I gotta go check on your guys' fucking pretzels."
1:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, we just want
Yeah.
pretzels.
As
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we just need to leave. We got up and started walking,
Yeah.
and he came out with 4
And
pretzels.
he came out with 4 pretzels.
Instead of
he
2.
brought us all pretzels
Yeah, he brought-
and then also beer for all of us.
Oh,
Yeah, then he brought us
okay.
beer
He tried
too,
to
which
make
was
it up.
nice.
Yeah.
He tried to make it up for you.
for an
Yeah, it was
hour
nice.
and a half for heating up a pretzel. He didn't
Were
even
Were
eat
the
a
pretzels
pretzel.
worth it?
No,
it's just
They were good.
they were fine.
They were okay
It's a
pretzels.
regular doughy.
Were they
It's a
Wetzel
pretzel.
quality? Were
Not-
they
not even.
pretzel time quality.
You know what? They were better.
They're
than
good.
that.
They're
They were
better
than
than
that.
Wetzel's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wetzel quality.
Yeah. I like the
I like
I like
those.
the accoutrement is better than the actual pretzel, right?
What is
pretzels
accoutrement?
Everything around it.
everything around it.
Yeah.
Like you have the spicy mustard, you have the cheese.
Yeah, all the shit you dip it into.
Yeah, I mean it's a fucking pretzel. What do you?
It's a pretzel.
It's like
It's
saying
just-
like
it's the
oh,
same
it's like a,
everywhere.
yeah.
Well, the thing is, like you got
yeah, it's
2
just
pretzels,
bread.
and like I was
over
sure
salted.
It's honestly, yeah.
Yeah,
It's really
super
salty. bread.
it was insanely salty. It's just salty bread, which is
Yeah.
which is a weird vibe.
That's okay. Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So
Delicious
everything,
vibe.
so everything went swimmingly at the
Ye-
pretzel place.
Ye-
So there is a tale to be told.
well, I don't even know if we really. This is gonna get really serious really quick.
Oh no, really? Oh no, I didn't know that.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
give. I'm gonna give the short tale.
Make it funny. Spin it.
Zane was like, "I'm gonna go get a cigarette from these guys,"
Okay.
and he didn't know that I happened to be overhearing their conversation for the last like 3 minutes. Me and my girlfriend were sitting there because we were sitting closer to these people, and they were just like talking enormous amounts of like racist, like straight up racist stuff about specifically Persian people.
Whoa.
And it was gnarly, and Zane was having like a cigarette with them, so I was like, okay, that's my friend. Maybe I can go over there and like I can show them not all Persians are
Oh,
bad,
no.
like. So I was trying
boy.
to. I came over, and honestly, I didn't think I had like aggressive energy, but I was just like, hey, are one of you guys like Persian? I heard you guys talking about Persian people. And then immediately they were like, we weren't talking about Persians. What the fuck are you talking about? We're talking about purging. And I was like, so you broke up with your purging girlfriend because she was a stupid
Yeah.
bitch and you don't understand her cult? Like all the repeating.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't
Oh.
even get into
they
it.
were
but
trying to cover up.
And I'm like, dude.
Yeah, like.
And I was just like, I don't even know what happened, but they so quickly it turned into like, I'm gonna fuck you up. And like these guys just got
Wait,
up, like
is this
this
fucking
Yes.
for
stupid
real?
white
This
dude
is
with a
for real.
rat tail,
Yes.
and like his fat friend in the corner. I'm sorry, I should say.
Censor that.
Okay.
Yeah, censor that. Yeah.
Megan, can you just do a sorry?
Okay, yeah. We're just okay. Let's start
Or
that
do
again.
like one
Okay.
of the sound bites.
Yeah.
When it,
Stupid guy in the corner. I'm trying to. Sorry, we cut that because I couldn't hold my anger in. So these dumb racist fucks, and I left thinking like I was like, okay, I'm not gonna get in a fight with these guys. I'm gonna walk away. Obviously, because I'm 26 years old and I'm not about to
God.
fight some dude at a bar and go to jail tonight and then be viral on TikTok tomorrow for like getting my ass kicked.
are you? It
But-
sounds like.
I was just like, but it was that thing of like, and as I was leaving, I'm like, dude, it's that thing. I was thinking the whole next day about how much I hate myself because fuck these guys because they're racist
Yeah.
and I didn't stand up for my culture. But at the same time, it's like I don't want to get fucked. So it's always, and this is not the first time. It won't be the last time. I'm just saying. It's just frustrating. It's so frustrating because you never know what to do
That's
in that
fucking
situation.
horrible.
Yeah.
Sometimes
You're right,
just
that
not
is-
worth the effort. You know, they don't deserve
Obviously,
your effort.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna get in a fight. I'm a grown man. Like,
yeah.
That's the most like childish thing I've ever heard. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I was thinking about it all week though. It fucked me up.
Oh my God. Shit.
Yeah.
Now I feel bad for bringing.
But Zane
that
didn't hear
up.
any of it, and he was just sitting there confused.
Yeah.
Yeah,
From your
okay, so
perspective.
this is from my
tell us your
perspective.
side, Zane.
We have gone to like 2 bars, drank too many different types of alcohol. I am pretty drunk, and I need a cigarette. I don't want a cigarette. I need a
At
cigarette.
that point, you need one. You'll
you're
take one from
drunk-
the racist. Who
Yeah,
cares?
yeah.
And I don't hear that they're being
Just kidding,
racist.
I'm just kidding. You didn't hear any of it.
And from my perspective, I don't hear that they're being racist. I walk over to this table and I go, "Hey, can I bum a cigarette?" And they go, "Yeah, sure, you can bum a cigarette." And then I'm like chatting
What
with
race
this
are you?
guy, and then Tony just comes. Tony just comes over. And it's like, I heard you guys were talking shit on Persian people. They get super defensive really, really fast. This dude sitting next to me with like eyebrow piercings and like a long fucking ponytail, which like, of course he's fucking racist. Look at him.
I know.
I was gonna say, white dude with a rat
should've
tail.
known
It's like
better.
that-
White dude with a
that
rat
is a
tail
racist
and
guy,
like
yeah.
3 rings
triple
on it,
rings
the
on the
triple ring
eyebrow.
on the eyebrow.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What? You trying to talk shit? You trying to fuck with me? You trying to fuck with me?" And he's talking to Tony, and I am literally just like standing there like so confused. I didn't even know from what you were saying that they were being racist.
I mean, me and my
I couldn't even
girlfriend
tell.
were listening and talking about it for like 3 minutes before he went over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
It was,
God.
it was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Pretty gnarly.
Well, I like that you had the intention of converting. You know.
Well, I
converting.
really did. I walked over there thinking we were going to be I genuinely were like, we were going to be friends at the end of this.
But I think
'Cause
that
I opened with, are any of
Yeah.
you guys Persian? Because I heard you guys talking about Persian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I thought was like smart. As I was walking, I'm like, oh, dude, I'm going to fucking nail this. You know?
And I think that was maybe the angle that confused me the most.
Yeah.
Is you came over and you were like, "Any of you guys Persian?" And I was like, "What?" You were like, "Why are you asking
Well,
me
I
that?
just listened to you.
Why are you just asking them that?"
Yeah, I know. It's a random thing to ask. Huh?
Did they
I
look
guess in
like?
your perspective, that would be
I was
really...
like,
you must have been really confused.
I was absolutely confused. I was just standing there.
I gotta know. Did any of them look like? You know,
Yeah.
maybe they could
Yeah,
pass.
there was one person who looked like maybe she was Iranian.
And she was
So-
the most
okay.
angry.
And she was the most angry.
She was the
About-
most angry about
me.
okay,
at me.
us just
Oh,
coming
oh.
up to them.
Wow.
Literally just approaching them. They got so it was the combination of the way that you approached it, and then also their reaction so quickly that I just couldn't comprehend.
Yeah, you can't keep
My
up
brain just
with
physically could not comprehend.
Yeah, we've already
this
been to
too
like 3
fast.
bars at that
like
point.
like we're saying, we consume many different kinds of alcohol that
It's
night.
like 2 a.m. at this point.
Yeah,
It's like 2 a.m.
Zane is gone. He needs a cigarette, and I'm glad you at least
need
got
a
a cigarette from them. At least. You,
I didn't even smoke their cigarette.
That's solidarity.
I was
baby.
gonna say, was it a
appreciate
good
that.
drag? But no, I guess not. Not
No.
worth it. Yeah.
This was also the thing about it was I had just seen this guy rolling a cigarette.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, "Can I have a cigarette?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'll roll you one." And I went and I saw the cigarette he had just rolled, and I went, I'll roll it myself. I went, I'll roll it myself.
I don't need one of those.
And then he was like, no, I'll roll it for you. And I was like, I think I'll roll it myself. and then he was like, no, I'll roll it for you. And his friend sitting next to him, the one that was closest to you, was like, he loves rolling his own cigarettes. And I was like, I can see that he's passionate about it, but sometimes you just have to give up at a certain point when they're looking like that. Passion and talent are two different things.
Sometimes they don't match
Yeah.
up.
And then instantly the filter fell out of it as we were walking out. as we were walking back into the bar after almost getting into a fight, the filter fell out of it. And I bumped some sick from a random girl.
Apart.
Yeah, it just completely fell apart.
A piece of paper.
Just a
wrapped around
loose piece of
tobacco.
paper. Yeah.
Just loose paper.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry about your racial altercation.
Oh, it's fine.
You know, and I wish I could have been there to give him a pop in the chin.
Yeah, I'll be there for backup next time.
Yeah, you know, because
Yeah,
there
we missed our
were
muscle.
too many of them.
We were missing our muscles.
And you know, I'm glad it didn't turn into anything. It's always just better not to physically fucking fight someone. You can't fight people.
that's good.
I will say after we went outside, I was so angry.
Yeah, after Zane was caught up to
After
speed,
I
he was mad.
realized
Yeah,
what was
yeah.
happening,
But
I
I'm
was
glad you didn't
very,
know,
very
because then
angry.
we probably, I was not angry. I was just like,
What's going
I
on?
naively believed that I could use my boyish charm.
Yeah, you could wit your way out of
to be
this.
like, hey guys, it's not cool.
Diplomacy
you know?
is the key. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really came over, I thought, with that energy, but they were not. The second I came over there, they were. I mean, the last thing you want to see when you're shitting all over Persian people is like a Persian guy
Persian
walking up.
coming up saying, "Hey, are you
Hey,
guys talking about?"
are
Hey
you
guys,
guys-
you talking about Persian? You know, like, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Don't mean to
And then this
interrupt
guy-
your racist vitriol, but
The
like,
weirdest part of
guys
it was
talking
this one
about-
dude was like, "It's not Persia, it's Iran, you fucking idiot."
Oh yeah. I love that.
Iran? That's not even how you say it. Like, as if you know better than me.
I was gonna say, I love that. He's trying to tell
And then
you. how it
they
is.
also hit me with what? Because you're fucking Persian? And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I totally am.
Yeah. Did they expect a no to?
I know they knew immediately.
Yeah.
Of course they knew.
They were
Something was
just
up.
going.
Look at my fucking face and hair. Yeah, they
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
know.
that's before like before they probably ran out of it. Was probably like 5 seconds of being like it's Iran, not fucking Persia, you
Right.
idiot. And then you being like, what? And then them just being like, I'm gonna beat the fucking shit out of you.
So it escalated like only in a way where you were being defensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like in Red Dead 2, if you press the like agitate button,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
go from just like nothing to like I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, and let me tell you, I hit that agitate button.
Yeah,
I didn't realize this particular.
Yeah.
I should have realized you don't
diffuse.
hit a racist with the exact thing that they hate.
Yeah, because that's what they hate the most.
That's what they hate the most. They gave me their button, and I just ignored all the signs.
That's right, dude.
I should
The
have been, but
agitate button.
I was a few drinks in. I didn't think about it much. I didn't think
Hey,
like
you guys
a
seem
mouse
as though
to a
you
cat.
love Persians.
Yeah.
I just thought like, oh, I'm gonna fucking nail this. Yeah, I was walking in. I was like,
Fucking get out of this one.
anyway,
God.
turning that page.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
kill them all. Guys, on my drive over here, I saw something beautiful.
Yeah.
And I saw. How did this go? I was driving on the street, and like next to the place I was driving was a diner, just like some old, just like super mon pa looking diner. And as I was driving by it, I saw like on the sign where they would put like some menu thing or some happy hour thing, you know, like the sign. It said like it's a boy, and I see there's like 2 people over. It was some like gender reveal thing, some special.
Okay.
And I drove by it just in the moment that they caught it. So I saw like the person celebrating and being excited and like taking the photos and kissing and hugging. I was like, oh, that's super cute.
That's very
If I
sweet.
left 30 seconds later or sooner, I would have missed that. That's a cute moment.
You wouldn't know whether it was a boy or not.
Exactly. I wouldn't have known if it was a boy. And well, and first, let me say I have a problem with that. Okay, we can't be pushing gender onto these fucking babies. Okay, cut that. But let me just fucking say that, all right, before I go any further. Let the baby decide. But that's a nice way. I thought that was a nice way to do it. Where was it that the? What? Yeah, we got. Yeah. No, I was joking. Leave it in. Leave it in.
All right.
Wink. Yeah, no, I don't know. What was that one gender reveal party where the person like burned down like a bunch of houses or something?
I did hear about that.
Do you know?
I don't know the story, but I
no.
definitely know what
It's
you're
like
talking
someone
about.
put like rigged pyrotechnics to be a certain color to do like the gender reveal or something, and they were like, "Well, let's go to the woods because there's no one around." And it just like lit up the entire forest. There's this massive fire because of the gender reveal party. It was
Fuck
like,
yeah.
well, shit, man, that was not fucking worth it.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
Not worth it at all.
So yeah, dude, that's the beauty of life, beauty of death. Where do we go from here? You know?
You know, I don't know if we should really get into this, but I'm just
Yes.
gonna say it anyway.
I think, yeah.
It's always
kinda
a good
feel
topic
like-
starter.
Yeah, you know, okay. I totally agree that, like,
Whoa, this one might get us canceled.
That was
There we
definitely
go,
worth
baby. We
stopping
haven't
the
used that
show
one in a
for.
while.
Yeah, I know. We haven't used that one in a while.
We've been good.
honestly, I agree. Fuck gender. Gender should be abolished for sure. All these gender norms and all this that you have to like have a personality based on your genitals makes no fucking sense at all. I just wonder whether it's going to happen in our lifetime.
Oh,
You know,
no.
like it's hard to know because like there's so much based around it. There's so much like there's so much hate for women.
Yeah.
To erase gender. Obviously, it's that thing of like it would be obviously a good thing if that never was a thing. We didn't judge people based on their genitals, but
Yeah.
now there's all this like oppression that has been years and years and generations of horrible oppression. It's can't if you erase it, you're like erasing all the hurt and pretending like none of that happened at the same time. You know, it's a really complex issue.
Right. So it's not like you just ignore it.
No,
Or
it
to
is
try
that
to, like,
it's
yeah.
kind of like a colorblind thing. You know, it's kind of like a colorblind argument in that way, not in every way, but there are like, I don't know. Food for thought, man. I gotta read more about this.
Yeah, think about
I'm
it.
a fucking idiot. I'm just
Think
pontificating.
about it
just-
before we walk ourselves into a hole.
I just don't think that anything. Why I feel like I said abruptly no so fast, which makes me seem like
Wait,
I'm just
what
like,
to what?
never. No, because you were like,
Oh,
you were
that
like,
it wouldn't happen in
You
our
were like,
lifetime?
I wonder if
No,
it would
no.
ever happen in our lifetime. I was like, no, never. I won't let it.
If I have anything to say,
No, I just think that like with the current younger generation of kind of like liberals,
Yeah.
there is the counterculture of intense conservatives who are
Yes.
like 18 to like
yeah, no, I feel
21 that are just like
Oh, yeah.
fucking insanely conservative and worse than like Bush generation, Reagan generation, like so much fucking worse.
Because I think
Yeah.
that specific generation is tied to like a shock culture. Like they're trying to shock you. And also it's all the communication amongst that community is being done on the internet. So they're
Yes.
saying shit that they wouldn't say in person. You know, it's
Yeah.
like they don't have to put like a face to the words they're saying. So they just have the freedom to be as edgy as they fucking want. And like
Yeah.
edgy shit is what's cool on 4chan and on Reddit and shit. And that's where those people fucking
Yeah, man.
congregate. So
Yeah.
it's like
the image boards.
it's
Yeah.
strange like how huge a community when you think about like how I don't know like leftist the younger generations are, I guess like naturally like the younger
Well,
generations are
yeah,
that it
for
just
sure.
seems so fucking there's almost like an equal amount it seems like.
Yeah.
It's
Of
just
course,
these
yeah.
brooding fucking
No, it's
people.
fucked, man. I mean, like it even like the image board thing, where it's like the completely uncensored internet content. It really brings to the question of free speech. You know, like I have seen on Twitter. I was disturbed recently to see people that like whose ideological beliefs that like I typically agree with, like not. It's tough. I don't want to say like hardcore leftists because it's not true that all hardcore leftists are like this.
Right.
But there were people that were like on the left, like me, who were saying like, yeah, this is the problem with free speech, and it kind of like really didn't sit with me well. I was thinking about it days afterward too.
Yeah.
You know, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like you have like these image boards like 4chan, which has some regulation, but then like there was 8chan, which has now like changed its name, but
Yeah,
it still
it's different,
exists.
yeah.
But like that one had like no regulation, and I believe that's where like the mass shooter who like who did the Christchurch shooting, like with all the mosques, all the Muslim people, right? Like he
Oh,
killed,
yeah,
He
yes.
live streamed it on Facebook, and that's where he like That's where all of
garnered
them were
his-
talking
And-
shit.
yeah,
And-
The
and they-
Buffalo shooter as well.
dude, yeah,
Right.
and they're all like, there's a specific community, and it's like, well, obviously they shouldn't be able to like congregate somewhere online, but at the same time, it's like, well, then that's limiting freedom of speech, and where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
Well, that's like the big. I was having this conversation actually with my uncle, who's like very fiscally conservative, incredibly fiscally conservative. Was a Trump voter, you know.
Oh man,
And you know, but voted for Trump because he
Yeah.
wants lower taxes
Yeah, yeah,
and is in a
totally.
really
Makes
really high
sense.
tax bracket. And we were having this conversation that like all of these people who previously would, you know, go, and this is like a major fucking trigger warning, I guess, but like would like go into these schools and do these mass shootings, never had groups of people to like hype them up, you know. If they had a thought independently, they probably wouldn't have gone as far as they actually did. But they have now a community where they can post about some of the thoughts that they have,
Yeah.
and then they're just getting hyped up by fucking incels
Yeah,
on the
just
internet.
reassuring them. And
It was
then,
the same thing with the Highland Park shooter at on the 4th of July.
Yes,
he
yes,
went
yes.
on 4chan and like
Oh, did he?
yeah, and got fucking
Oh, I didn't
hyped
know
up
that.
by
Bunch
all
of
these
hype and everyone-
fucking incels who were like we fucking love you, like yeah, do it, and then they fucking
yeah,
do it.
people who just feel completely ostracized from society and like,
Yeah,
and they have this moment of like not even celebrity, just like attention. Like they finally are given the attention that they need to fuel them,
Right.
to do whatever heinous act they
and
have
they like
planned.
validate each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's fuck. That's fucking.
Well, I know we're
it's
not going to
fucking
figure it out
dark.
here, but
Yeah, you came to the right place.
yeah. Have you
You're
guys talked
looking
about
solve it.
Not to continue being on like fucking weird.
Fuck
let's
that
go,
shit.
baby.
Weird liberal conservative topics.
meant to go here.
Have you guys talked about Andrew Tate yet on your podcast?
Oh, I think we cut it. We didn't come on with the episode. We did have a like an
was that the
we
lost
had like an
episode?
hour long.
I brought up Cobra Tate to these fellas like 3 weeks ago or something. Did
Really?
we cut it?
I believe
didn't-
it was
it was
on
the
the
wrong
episode
pod.
that
Oh,
we
it was
did.
the
Yeah.
lost episode.
We lost it.
Yeah.
Which,
We
by the
didn't-
way,
Oh yeah, we might have another lost
yeah,
episode
can you
on
check
our hands.
the other
okay,
one,
no, we're
too?
good. Yeah. We had a.
Have we gotten into the Tate
Have you
sphere?
gotten into
Wait,
the
okay,
Tate?
so I've seen more
Okay.
shit on him recently. Like something has been making headlines or whatever. Did he do something in the past 2 weeks that did something happen, or it's just same old?
Same
Every
old, same
fucking
old.
day
Okay,
he does
He's-
something.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm thinking I have him all the fucking time because he comes up on because I watch a lot of Hassan and Hassan is always
Always,
commenting on him.
I watched Son as well.
Yeah, always like doing reaction shit from him.
About him, yeah.
And then he just like is always on my, for whatever reason, this is so fucked up on my on my YouTube Shorts algorithm. And just on YouTube Shorts,
Yeah.
all that comes up is fucking Cobra Tate and fucking Ben Shapiro.
No!
And like this
Why have they
other
profiled you this
crazy
way?
conservative girl. Because I always comment on that shit. Because I
Yeah,
always
yeah.
just go into the comments and start fucking
trolling.
going
Yeah,
in
just
on
throwing
people.
down. Yeah,
Just
yeah.
throwing down on people. And they're like, he loves this fucking content. man. This is the
Man
content he
cannot
gets
get enough
off
of this
on.
shit.
yo, that is like
Yeah.
the whole problem with like social media because it rewards just engagement more than anything.
Yeah,
Because the
of
people
course.
who do like your shit, they're probably like satisfied. They're not going to say shit. You
Yeah.
know, they're just going to be like, okay.
Yeah.
Like
But
I like
if you're
it.
gonna engage with stuff that makes your like stomach churn,
Yeah.
it's gonna show you more of that.
More
Yes.
of that.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, and not like it's not like liberal reaction to Ben Shapiro saying some crazy transphobic shit. It's like Ben Shapiro spitting transphobic shit.
Yeah,
on
at a
Ben
panel,
Shapiro.
yeah,
Yes.
poning liberals.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Fucking-
and it'll be like people
gross.
like reposting it, like the fucking Andrew Tate shit will be like people reposting it that are like.
With like fire emojis
Yeah,
and the
fire emojis.
Yeah.
Wisdom from
Fire
Master
emojis,
Tate.
flying dollar bills. Yeah,
Like, clearly edited by like a 10-year-old.
yeah, created by a 10-year-old.
Man.
People do that same shit with like Jordan
Yeah.
Peterson videos.
Oh, yeah.
where,
And
where
Jordan
they
fucking
dice
Peterson.
them up.
Another
Yeah.
W
And
from
Jordan
Peterson.
fucking Peterson.
Right? That shit just shows up, and it's
my
like
whole
this.
fucking feed.
They try to paint it like it's like this fucking like beautiful shit, but it's always so stupid. It's always the
Oh my
dumbest
God.
shit
You know,
he's
I-
saying. Yeah.
I feel that my algorithm has been tatified completely.
Yes.
I don't know
Wow.
how.
Yeah.
It's I get all the rants. I get all the public nuggets of wisdom. I get it all. And
I think that it's happening to like everyone to a certain extent, right?
So,
Like he's fucking everywhere.
Yeah,
The only
he is-
person at all succeeding on YouTube
Yes.
Shorts, right?
Yes.
I mean, like,
Yes.
so it is everywhere. And my question is like, how much of it from his side is a character? Like, do you think? Have you seen?
it's got to be
Yes.
all a
Because
character.
you guys have seen. Because I think it's like that. It's a bit. Like I think he knows how far he's going, but I don't think that the people watching him. I think the majority of his viewers are like fucking with what he's saying.
Oh,
even
yeah, they
though-
believe it.
Like
Yeah.
they totally believe that it's true. That's how I see it, at least. Like he's found an audience and it's working for him, whether it gets people mad or not. It's like at least someone's talking about him, so he's
Yeah.
just gonna keep going with it.
Yeah.
Like that's how I see it.
Okay,
It's
I
like-
have
some
a-
of it is a bit, I think. Some
I-
of it,
I think so.
I think some of it is a bit.
It's
I
gotta
think
be.
some of it is like, you know, for years and years, him and his brother had that like cam girl business. He's been like hating women forever, you
Yeah,
know?
so he's
he's
been
like a
objectifying-
dude who objectifies women.
Yeah.
But
when it comes to the rants, he embellishes a bit to make
Yeah.
better content.
yes.
that makes
yeah,
sense.
Totally.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So he's been an asshole he's
Forever.
he's a true like cretin.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
ever.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what scares me more is what the
Yeah.
people do with it. What the people do with his words. Like they take it for truth and
Right.
and just fucking run with it.
The thing that I think is so demented about it is the Hustlers University part of it, which he has this. He
Tell
has
me what
this,
that is. What is that?
Yeah.
So he has this course called Hustlers University, where it teaches yes,
Hustlers.
Hustlers University, and it teaches you how to make money. It teaches you how to make money, whatever the fuck that means. Whatever the fuck that means.
Fucking scam.
But part of it is that you get an affiliate link once you pay $50. And once you get an affiliate link, you anyone who clicks on that link, you get a percentage of their first membership. It's a pyramid scheme.
pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
It's a pyramid
It's a
scheme.
pyramid scheme.
He's made a pyramid scheme. He's made a pyramid
Isn't
scheme.
that illegal?
I don't know what's illegal. That's also the thing about him living in Romania is he got raided in like
Romania?
yeah, he got raided in
Right.
like February for like running like sex trafficking.
Yeah. He's basically like
Yeah, they raided his fucking house
Wait,
in Romania
what?
for sex
How
trafficking.
is this guy not getting blocked by YouTube?
it
People
doesn't-
want that take
Bro, they have
content.
fucking
Yeah.
Oh God, I do believe in censorship.
Yes.
I
I guess I do.
I guess I
I do.
But come on, that guy. Like, I think it's like gun control. Like, I think if you have an offense, why should you be able to get a gun?
But this is
right?
the-
like, it's the same thing with this shit.
Right.
Like, why would this guy who's clearly been proven to be the horrible dude?
yeah, a detriment to society.
But
Why
this
would
is
he be given global platform? Like,
this
a
is why
global
he's
platform?
this is why he can't be censored is because these kids are signing up for his affiliate link for his thing to get an affiliate link, and then they post his content
Yep.
and link their affiliate link. So people click on their
my
affiliate
God.
links. So Andrew Tate only has an Instagram account and I think a Twitter account. He doesn't even have a TikTok account.
No
He
way.
might have a YouTube page, but he doesn't post shorts on his YouTube page.
Yeah.
It's thousands and thousands of kids every single fucking day that are posting his videos with their affiliate links and they're going viral.
Yeah.
So you can't censor like a bunch of individuals
Yeah, right.
like you
random people
could
here
just
and
like
there, yeah.
one person spitting vitriol.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I think it is. I mean, like I've been way more on our. I've been paying really close attention because we've been on our social media shit for the last like 3 weeks, right? Like been posting like all the time, and I've just been like paying attention, I guess, to like whatever I'm recommended, even though I'm not like really on social media. I'm trying to just like, but regardless,
Just to see,
there's
yeah.
certain things you can't miss. Like on Twitter the other day, I saw there was a video that was pushed to me that was about how like lipstick was made from like bugs. Like the okay. Someone was
Okay.
like, someone
Where
was
we
like,
go with this?
someone
Go
was
on.
like, I took bugs off a cactus and turned it into lipstick dye, and that was the title. and then the whole thing was showing. It was showing the video was her scraping the cactus,
Yeah,
bugs,
like
the bugs off the cactus,
getting
turning it
all the
into
shit,
lifting, and it was
doing
really
the
kind of cool to
alchemy.
watch. But I
Yeah.
was like, when I thought about like why does this video do well, it was like at the end of the day there were. Well, at the end of the video, I went down to the comments and I looked at like what people were saying, and everyone was like either like, "Oh, what the fuck, bugs?" Like this stuff is made out of bugs. Get out! And then these people were like, "Oh, vegan trigger," And then I went in and said some shit, and then there was like, it was a whole thing. But anyway,
Were you triggered as a vegan?
I was like, "Oh my god, wait a minute!" No, I was not.
Okay.
I didn't even know these were bugs, to be really honest with you. I thought it was like, I don't know,
just
like
some sort of.
I don't even know what this didn't look like a bug.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point of what I'm saying is like it was like the reason that video was great, but it probably wouldn't have done nearly. No one would have clicked on it. I wouldn't have clicked on it if it didn't say like the bug thing, which I was like, wait, bugs?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like I didn't like it, but that's why I clicked.
That's why you clicked.
You know what I
it,
mean?
yeah.
I feel like so much of it, this thing of us getting pushed this content is because even if you're like outraged by shit, you're gonna click on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So we just need the
How evil is
wackiest
that?
fucking titles for our videos.
Wait, what?
We just need the wackiest fucking titles for our videos. Like,
Yeah.
Becca, can you talk with more Jolly Ranchers in your mouth?
sorry.
Do you mind putting like 3 more?
Like this
in?
episode is Lucas arm wrestles Andrew Tate. You
Yo,
know?
oh, bro,
Right.
that would be
Yeah.
a
Just
disaster.
fake titles.
Just completely
Bro, Andrew
But
Tate.
hers wasn't fake. Hers was real.
It was actually made of bugs.
like Tony cures racism. You know,
Jesus
You-
Christ,
we
Beckett,
talked
we
about
can't
it.
put
like
that.
Macklemore.
We had our solutions.
Macklemore saved racism.
Tony
He
pulls
brought
a
it back
Macklemore.
White
more.
Privilege 2. Do you remember that song? His song series.
Oh yeah, he put out this
You
song.
guys don't
He did
remember?
a second one?
Yeah, he did a sequel.
After Same
Was
Love
this
did
before
so
or
well.
after the moped song?
After Same Well did so, or Same Love did so
Same
well.
Love, yeah.
Because and if you really think about those lyrics,
Super homophobic.
it was when I was 13. I
Because you
thought
know
I was
all
gay.
gay people.
Because I
kept
liked
my rooms
because I
straight
dressed
or
all
something.
fly and I like to keep my rooms because I'm awesome.
It's
So,
using
like,
But man,
weird
I've been fucking girls
stereotypes.
since I was in the 4th grade.
don't get me wrong, I'm not gay, but like somehow I'm gonna get rich off this song.
And you know how gay people always have a neat room?
Yeah, they got a clean room.
Yeah,
and
it was like
they dress
it was
fly
perpetuating like.
because I care about my sneakers. Yeah. it
Oh
was
my
like-
god! So Macklemore's the worst, but he did another one right after that album when him and Ryan Lewis were like, "We're done,"
Yeah.
So he did another one about
Every
like
rapper ever.
white. Wasn't he like, "I'm sorry"? Wasn't it the whole?
Oh
thing?
yeah. It was the White Privilege 2 was like, yeah, I was fucked up. The way I'm so famous. Kendrick Lamar didn't win the Grammy. It's like it was like he just brought up all fucking No,
It's all
he
good.
saved the world. He cured racism. He ended it. He put an end to it.
Him and Steven Tyler.
and David Guetta.
And David Guetta. I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream.
Have you heard David Guetta's "I Have a Dream" remix?
I have not.
What?
Okay, we'll
God.
just we have to show you. If
Yeah.
anyone's watching this, you have to look up. This is the most dystopian thing I've ever seen in my
So that's a
entire
good way to
in
put
my
it.
entire life. And it's like I can't. I've watched it more than any YouTube video in the last like
It is
5
a classic.
years.
That's a YouTube clip of the week for sure.
And it's not that it's like it's only funny because it's like insane. It's insane.
No, you said it perfectly. It's dystopian.
It's like there's this like shitty David Guetta like.
It's doing like a rooftop DJ show. You could see like Paris is behind him.
There's like a riser, and then he goes like, I made a record tonight. Last night I made a record for this show, man. And I just want to say to George Floyd's family. And it was like right after
the
the
horrible George Floyd.
horrible murder of George Floyd. He goes, I just want to say shout out to his family. And he goes,
And an MLK speech starts fading in.
I
I'm a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream. It is the most surreal, fucking horrible shit you've ever heard.
Way.
You've ever heard in your life. Did you ever hear the? I feel like
insane.
Beckett knows about this. The Martin Luther King on the Justin Bieber.
Oh
album.
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh my
The double
God.
skits.
It's actually hard to decide what is more tasteless, the Justin
what?
Bieber one or the David Guetta one.
I feel like no one said anything about
David
don't
Guetta
talk-
doesn't know what's
Justice-
going on. I feel like
David
he's
Guetta-
What is the
French.
Justin Bieber one? I
Okay,
know
yeah, so
neither of
Did
these.
you
Okay.
see the album he made called Justice, where like he had his driver take him out to the streets? And he
Yeah,
went,
what was that? Okay, that's another topic. That
cover.
album cover looks like it's like 2002. Like it was like
By
horrible.
the way,
It looks like
did
the-
you see that episode of Atlanta where they're like making fun of Justin Bieber the whole time, and then
Yeah.
they're like,
No.
and then they're like,
It's like episode
and
3.
He came out at the end and he was like, you know, I know what I did was wrong, so I just want to make an album called Justice, and they make fun of it, right? This came
Yeah.
out 2 years or 3 years
What?
before the Justin Bieber album.
Wait,
came
and
out.
then
he
that
came
was
out with the
actually
album?
It was
called
insane.
Justice. He actually did exactly what they were saying.
How did no one tell him? How did he not know?
Nobody told
It
him.
was crazy.
What?
Yeah, I watched Atlanta after the Justice album came out, and I was blown away. I mean, it's
Makes
nuts.
no sense. And to think of just that song too. It's similar to, I guess, the David Guetta thing. Is it just like a skit or an interlude in the Justin Bieber
I think there's
album?
2 interludes.
It's like in between 2 tracks, right?
Yeah,
He just like has a clip of the Martin Luther King speech, like for no
it's a quick little sample.
like a quick sample of just part of it, but it, from what I understand, it plays no part into like the album or anything.
Well, it's a bunch of
or-
love songs about his girlfriend, right? And it's random that it's in there, but at the same time, this is what's so confusing about it. It's like, yeah, that's whack, but at the same time, it's like I guess he is using his platform to like educate some. Like we obviously don't need to hear that. As,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
People who are a little bit older who went like we've educated ourselves at least. But like, you know, if there's like a 15-year-old who like doesn't
Yeah, that's
know
a good
and just
point.
is waiting for the Justin Bieber drop, like maybe they'll look up MLK or something. But his daughter came out and said like, dude, Tommy, our friend Tommy went like he had this TikTok go like really big.
Right.
Check it out, Tommy Russell Jr. on TikTok. But
Check it out.
he he was a substitute teacher at this school, and they had a mural of MLK, and this was a school in Texas, and they had a mural of him, but they couldn't teach like what he was fighting for or something.
Whoa.
Like they couldn't
Because of the
teach,
Texas schools.
yeah, or something about their curriculum that he was not allowed to teach that he was like fighting for like racial
equality.
equality.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't teach that. They couldn't teach why he was killed. I mean, it's crazy.
They have a lot of
Whoa.
stuff related. I mean, I guess it makes more sense in Texas, but they have a ton of stuff. Like if you look at like a California textbook versus a Texas textbook, the actual like storytelling of the history textbook is completely fucking different. Like they have like different vignettes from like a woman who was like a daughter of a slave owner, and she was like they're trying to take away our farm, like the North is trying to take away our farm, like
Oh
trying to take
my
away our
God.
life, like all of this like fucking crazy southern
Yeah.
like
Propaganda.
southern sympathy
Bullshit.
shit.
Even in
Yeah.
California, like I remember thinking I didn't realize this is gonna make me sound like the biggest idiot in the world, but I don't care. It's important
Yeah.
to say. We were taught in like sophomore year of high school that like in the Civil War that the reason that the South rebelled, not South rebelled. The reason that the Civil War happened, like the reason that it was fought for, was more than just about like slavery.
Yeah.
But it was just about
It was
slavery.
only about that.
It was only about
And you
slavery.
could
And I didn't
literally-
even
yeah.
know that because we were taught the wrong thing in school.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that until later when I was like educated. When I was taught this by my friends and by like things I would have to go out of my way to read. That's like liberal ass California public schooling taught us that. And they made I remember specifically because somebody asked about it and they went out of their way to offer that it was not about slavery. It was like only partially, that was just part of it.
That's like a big like, and it's funny because that's clearly an intentional cover up because you could read the Declaration of the Confederacy, and that is their number one thing. You could just read the actual declaration that they wrote, declaring why they're going to war, and that is what the first thing they mention and the last thing they mention is slavery. Is for slavery. That is what we support. But that was completely muted towards us, and it was also this like thing of like, yeah, racism was bad. the way we learned it in high school, at least I felt like that. It was like a thing of the past. Like, why did we learn it with history?
Dude,
why did we learn it in history?
100%.
It's
Yeah,
still, you know what I mean?
yes,
It's like,
yeah.
it just felt so weird the way that is taught. And thinking now of like, all the shit that's currently going on. It's fucking weird. Yeah, so
And
there's
what's
a lot.
been
weird.
going on? I mean, we didn't even know. We weren't taught.
Yeah, at the
about,
time, it's true.
It's so
Even then.
crazy how we like. I don't know, man. It like I didn't even understand until I had like black friends, and in which we didn't go to a school with a lot of black kids. We really didn't, and
Yeah,
it
so-
was, and it's like if you don't, like you just don't.
And no
It's
one's
so-
telling you.
Nobody
anything,
even
and no one's
tries to
teaching you.
explain to
No
you
one's
what's going
trying.
on.
They're just-
It's so
yeah.
crazy how fucking blatantly wrong it is.
Yeah.
Like no matter what you believe in, it's so wrong. And you know we went to a really liberal school, so it's confusing.
It's true. Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
But you can go to a liberal school, but if everyone's white, it's like you have no perspective.
You have no
like-
perspective.
that's
You have
true.
no perspective.
Yeah.
You have no perspective. I mean, I had no perspective.
That's what
I
it comes
didn't
down to.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I still, I mean, I'll never understand, but I'm just saying, like, you know, you don't even get educated by your peers. You don't, like,
Yeah.
people don't understand. They don't even try to understand. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully that will change. Hopefully that's
yeah.
changing.
Well,
I
we're
have
waiting
no
on
idea.
Macklemore's White Privilege 3. I think the world could need it at this point. He's just gonna save. He's gonna save the world, and
Yeah,
we're
thank
just
God
waiting.
for
Oh my
fucking
God.
God,
Macklemore,
Macklemore. Did you
right?
guys see when he like performed some show as with like racist prosthetics? Do any of you guys?
What?
What?
You don't know what I'm talking
What
about?
are you talking about?
Megan, if you feel
No.
inclined, if you put up an image, maybe not. But he's performing in like really, I don't, for some Halloween thing. I don't know what it was for, but he performed a show with like plastic prosthetics that made him look like some sort of, I don't even know, like some Hasidic Jewish kind of. It was weird.
No
He gave himself like a wig
way.
with locks, and like he gave himself this like horrible like fake nose.
No.
It's really really
What?
weird. I think like Seth
What?
Rogen called him out on it at the time. Like
Seth Rogen
I think
called
Seth
him
Rogen-
out?
so
It was
awesome.
like
Of all
what in the
people.
fuck is
I
this?
love
Yeah,
Seth Rogen.
This
Well,
was
if you do
years
something
ago.
fucked up, you should own up to it.
This was like peak Macklemore, like 2014. You know when he was really killing
Yeah.
it. I don't know what the fuck. There's never been any like. That dust has never settled. We never got an answer as to why the fuck he did that. I don't.
This was mid
that
the
really
heist.
happened. It's just one of those
Oh
things that
my
got buried, like how Mark
God.
Wahlberg blinded a 50-year-old. You know, it's just one of those things that get buried. You look it up and then you start to
Mark
realize
Wahlberg blinded a man.
he was. Yeah,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's like horrible.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Shut up.
If you want to
No.
What the fuck is wrong with that guy?
I don't know what the fuck he was trying to say. I don't know what he was trying to say with that.
Okay, well, this.
Wait, what?
Okay. On the subject of what happened at the bar, I was
Okay.
thinking about this the other day.
Okay.
And it ties
I'm
into
glad
this.
you've just been sitting there thinking about it.
No.
We need to circle back to how
So
it started.
it ties into this.
Zayden did text me
People
on the
are
way home. Dude, I would have fucked those guys.
There
I was
real fire.
I
Fuck
was
those guys up
really
if I'd heard.
Fucking mad. I was really fucking mad. Here's the thing: is like those dudes who are just fucking Eagle Rock dudes, Highland Park dudes, who live in fucking LA, would never ever say some racist shit about a black person.
I mean, anyone, but
Yeah.
the thing is about Middle Eastern people is like
That's-
nobody. It's like cool to hate Middle Eastern people. We had
Right.
like a Muslim ban that disproportionately, obviously affects like
Yeah,
people
like
from the Middle
a
East.
few years ago.
Like we had an
Not
attempted
even-
Muslim ban by the president.
Yeah.
and nobody
Nobody
talks
gave
about
a
it.
shit
no
at all.
one talks about it at all. Like my grandma would have been deported, who's lived here her whole life.
Yeah.
Or not her. I'm so sorry. They're not her whole fucking life. Like since she was like 40, and now she's like, I don't know, like 72.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is like Macklemore can do this. Obviously, he would never be able to do this now.
Not
he would
now.
get fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
But you can just casually be anti-Semitic or
Right.
anti-Persian or say some crazy off the cuff shit about Armenian people, and
Right.
people are just like,
Yeah.
that's funny.
That's
funny.
Hey man, that's pretty.
I do think it's
That's
funny how
crazy.
like even these big corporations like I can't help but notice like companies like Spotify or like Apple Music, they make all these playlists for like only only whoever's trending on Twitter as like the race that it's not okay at the time
Right.
to be like racist against. And it's like, well, then how anti-racism are you? Like, how much are you really trying to like make a genuine effort to like,
Yeah.
you're just doing it so you can cover up whatever the problem is at that moment. But unless somebody comes out and talks about it, which obviously we don't want anyone. Look, concerning the black people thing though, like it's nothing near like what black people in this country and in the world go through is it's nothing. It's
No,
we go
absolutely.
like the kind of racism I dealt with the other night was like nowhere near. I just want to make that very clear. Like you can't like I can hide the fact that I'm Persian. Like there's so many things about this that are like I don't have to. I can lie about it and nobody would know. Like black people wear that on their skin. It's a horrible, horrible thing that people that people can identify it, and it's just like the whole institution of it, the history behind it in this country specifically as well. Terrible. So I don't want to like make myself out to be that much of a victim, but it is frustrating where like unless I'm just talking about like corporations and the way that the media portrays it, unless it's like a like they get some brownie points for talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
No one will talk about it. Nobody will talk about like
Yeah.
anti-Middle Eastern racism.
Yeah.
It's so fucking annoying. And
Yeah, they don't
frustrating.
care until it's a hot topic.
Unless they're gonna get canceled for not doing it, and then they'll do it and pretend like they care.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so wrong, man. It's frustrating as hell, but like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
That's Disney. That's like I mean any fucking
dude.
big corporation, but it's like all their
Yo, what's
products.
that racist ass movie that is that the what is it? The Song of the South or something?
Oh
Yes,
yeah. And
yeah,
there's still a
yes.
ride dedicated to that.
Yes.
It fucking
Unbelievable.
yippity doo dah yippity day.
Yeah.
That's
Splash Mountain.
yeah. So that movie or that ride is based on a movie called Song of the South, which sounds pretty bad, right? And it is. It
can't
most
be anything
certainly
good.
is. Basically, the story and it's portrayed in the ride as well. The arc is like there's a society of geese. They're all like geese, and they are, I guess, the owners of rabbits. And rabbits are like basically the slaves, and geese are whatever, the slave owners. And this one rabbit, who's like the main character, you follow him, he escapes slavery from the geese, and he goes out into the world and discovers that the world is actually scary. And back home with the geese, that's where real home is. That's where safety is. It's good to be a slave, basically. And so that's all. Yeah, that's the story.
Zippity
of-
doo dah day.
Zippity day, my oh my, but yeah. So that's the story of Song of the South, and you see that story if you go on the ride. It's still fucking there. It's so terrible. It's like really.
I haven't been on the ride since I
yeah, like
heard
knew
that.
that.
And I'm
yeah,
just genuinely curious.
it's
They're taking it out though, right?
they're taking it out and they're replacing it with Princess and the Frog, which is like a princess movie. It was like the first one that had a black Disney princess,
Yeah.
from what I understand.
Okay, so they're
I don't know that.
again.
I think
Only
that's true.
correcting because they were called out, but
It-
whatever.
Yeah,
I guess
and,
we'll take
and
it.
also it's like it's been
And then
so
replacing
long.
it with like the most like straightforward, like, yeah, this was pretty bad.
Well, you know
That's
what?
another
That's,
thing.
the,
It's
that's
like-
the weird thing because it's like at one point it's like fuck you for doing that, but at the same time it's like I guess it's the best and the worst thing you could do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
better
You
than
know,
like
it's
replace it
confusing. It's
with
really
another white
confusing.
princess.
It's really confusing.
It just sucks
Yeah.
that they don't care. They clearly don't care.
Yeah, it's
These
all
big
about to make
corporations
money.
Do not care.
You know.
They're trying. It's all about the money. If
Yeah.
there was no money involved,
Exactly.
they
That's
wouldn't
why
do.
any Disney movie that has a same-sex couple. If it's released anywhere else other than America, they edit that shit out. Like they
Is that true?
Yeah. They
Yes,
just have the
yeah.
appearance of being PC just here, so that because it's like financially. It's
Oh,
like,
they don't stand for shit.
Yeah, they don't
man.
care about anything. It's like the same reason like they edited Finn, the black character, out of the Star Wars trailers because for like China and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even if you look at the post, he's one of the like 2-3 main characters.
Yeah.
I think out of the two, he's the other one. And on the posters, like the ones that they took in other countries, he's like they like squeeze him in the corner or just don't have him on the posters at all. Like
Well,
it is. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I didn't see Buzz Lightyear, the new Buzz
Oh,
Lightyear.
right, yeah,
But apparently
'cause
there's a same sex
a- yeah,
kiss.
yeah.
And in Saudi Arabia they edited the whole
They got that
entire
shit.
arc out.
They got all that. Yeah, all of it. And they've always done that. It's
Right.
all just the appearance
So
of being.
how the fuck? How
I
is
don't
this
know.
still nobody cares? Nobody says anything. I haven't even heard of this.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird. Like they're making these movies for this weird global audience, and then just chopping them up to see what will be the most financially successful in each country. It's very, very cynical and fucking dark.
That's some neoliberalist bullshit.
It is,
man.
yeah, it
Fucking
is weird.
hate that.
And they had kind of recently got some support because they were fighting the "Don't Say Gay" law in Florida, I think.
Yeah,
something like
Florida,
that.
I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
yeah.
With like, Florida was saying that you're not allowed to. I don't even really know much about whatever that stupid shit was. So as far as that goes, I think they were actually trying to fight the city back. So I guess that's a positive.
I think it was like you can't. It was like don't ask, don't tell. It was like
exactly.
don't ask,
It's
don't
like,
tell.
you don't bring it up, but we're just
but
gonna
in like
pretend.
children's schools.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
yeah. I think
It's something like that. I think you're right. So I mean, they were fighting that, and whether that's like a cynical motivation or not, they're still fighting that, and that's a lot of money being thrown at a topic. So I guess
But it's
that's
like, do you
some
think
good,
that?
but
Do you think that they sat in like a boardroom somewhere? And and we're like, okay, will we make more money or less money?
Yes,
Like
yes.
I kind of feel like,
yes.
and it's just this is a recurring theme of everything we've been talking about. It's just like, it just, I guess, does the motivation matter, or is it just the outcome that matters?
well.
I don't
It's
know.
always it's always the outcome. I think it's always the outcome, and I think on like the topic of this, like in like the political spectrum and like the capitalist spectrum, I think that there's this thing in New York called the Manhattan Project. I think it's called. I could be saying that wrong, but it's essentially like a conservative think tank where they think up terms in order to use on the American people
Yes.
in order to trigger them the most.
Yeah.
So from the Manhattan Project arose critical race theory.
Yes.
Which was like a massive triggering thing for all of these like incredibly conservative parents that didn't want their white children to feel bad about being white.
Right.
You know?
It's a non-issue, but they drum it up as if it was a fucking issue.
Yeah. I think that there's like these incredibly intelligent people that are like pulling these strings, especially when it comes to like media and then like the political backlash of that and how much money they can make from that. I mean, Fox News is making fucking millions off of just having these like trigger words and just like having these trigger words and keeping the fucking conservative world by the fucking balls.
Yeah.
You know, forever.
So, dude,
It's insane. It is evil genius shit.
It is evil genius
straight up-
shit.
It is like
it is evil genius
conditioning of the people. We are controlling their minds. We're telling them how to think or planting things in their brain that aren't there. And we've been doing it forever, and we're doing it for attention, which ultimately leads to just a financial boost. Like, that's all it's about. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's the grift, the ultimate grift.
The ultimate grift.
It's the super mega grift.
Yeah.
So
it's funny. Like every time I sit down to like write music, I can't help but like just be so cynical. I just can't help it, man. It's just like there's so many reasons, and I don't want to be this way. I'm really trying to make an effort to like pessimism and cynicism. It's just like it doesn't. I don't know that it. Like, look, there's something to be said about being angry because angry does something. Like when there's groups of people who are angry about something collectively, like shit happens.
Yeah.
You know, anger is important, and like, but it's. When I'm sitting down to like think about like what to put out into the world or just to document my thoughts, and I'm sure all of us can speak on this, like I don't know like how much of it is should be what is the role that cynicism plays? Because I sometimes I think I've talked about it on here before. Like I sometimes think it's so immature to be cynical because it's like it just doesn't do anything. Because sometimes I just have days where I just can't do shit. I just sit down and I just be sad about shit
Right.
all day long or be frustrated about shit. And because it's just so overwhelmingly negative. Everything is so overwhelmingly negative, you know?
Yeah.
There's so many things to be frustrated about right now. And I don't know if it's like, every time I bring this up with somebody, that somebody brings up the fact that like everything's just in our faces now because we have the cell phones and the Twitter and the fucking, there's just all, of course, like bad news sells. We have this hyper capitalist system where like the bad news gets more clicks than good news, so everyone's just delivering bad news constantly because everyone's just trying to make money. But it's like, I don't know, not to get meta, but even that in itself is upsetting. It's just like there's so much stuff. I try to not be just like weighed down by it, but it's really hard sometimes. Do you guys like go through that?
Well, particularly with that, it's like, and I don't know, maybe I'm just throwing like this out there, but maybe all anger that eventually leads to a movement being made starts with the level of cynicism, and then it like evolves from that. Like there are so many like genres of even just music, like genres of music that were created from in anger, or like someone trying to speak their mind about something, like punk music or like hip hop, or like like people were mad at some part of the world and wanted to express it, and like they were able to get, I don't know, some sort of like snowball effect going with their expression, their artistic expression. I feel like with art, it's I don't know, if you're genuinely feeling that way, it's like you put it out there no matter how cynical it is. Like maybe that's just where that's how low you got, because the fucking world has been pressing all this on you, and people, maybe they just genuinely want to hear how you honestly deal with that sort of pressure on the outside. So I don't know, I'm just like rambling here, but like, yeah.
Yeah, if someone feels the same way as you, then they'll find solace in that opinion too.
But I feel you with because then I start to think about like artists, like with what you brought up. I do feel like I've listened to certain artists and been like, thought in my head, like wrote up like, oh, this is like I like rolled my eyes because this is like fake deep or whatever. Like I've like analyzed something and been like, oh, this is just like mopey and too fake deep. But like, I don't know, maybe they actually are going through.
Yeah,
you can feel it. I feel like you can feel authenticity. There's like, I don't know. Our next song is about like, and I'm not trying to plug shit here, okay? Like I'm just bringing it up. Like the next song we have coming out is like all about. It was the strongest statement I'd felt about something in a while, where it was about something esoteric as like, if you can't sleep, you just go to your phone and like and the journey from like 2 a.m. to like 5:30 or whatever, like, and how you can just be like, you can constantly be like entertained, and how like so many different things can like blend together, and it just becomes this wave of information and just bullshit that comes to your head.
Yeah.
And to me, like as much randomness as came out of the song, like it all is just like one big blob of like negativity that like I find myself engaging with constantly.
Right.
And it was ironically, even though it's so like maximalist in its ideas of that idea of like being on your phone and seeing so many random topics, like it is also the most like, I was trying to write like an esoteric, like talking headsy, like I'm gonna write a song about a spoon thing. Like, I'm just gonna like observationally like Jerry Seinfeld comedy type shit. Where you're
totally.
Like, just every angle at this one
analysis.
thing. Yeah. It's like the only way I can even write lyrics these days is like just trying to write about something so basic, but there's just so much attached to everything, like there's everything's just so heavy. And I don't know. What about you, Zane? What about when you're creating? Like, does that ever occur to you? Does that fuck with your creative process? Does that fuck with your creative energy? I'm curious, because you're an actor. You perform a different kind of art form. Like, you're a streamer. You perform a different kind of art form.
I don't know. I think from the acting perspective, you can only go. You can only go so. You can only analyze a finite amount of things before you start to overwhelm yourself. So it's like a matter of, and I think from like the songwriting perspective, this also comes into play, is like you are to a certain extent playing a character. You're playing a character, and your character has a perspective, and from the perspective of your character, you can analyze. You can I guess it's different with like songwriting, but at least from like the actor's perspective, it's like I can analyze this Architectural Digest book and from a character point of view, give multiple, like do multiple takes and change my take every time because I have because I'm looking at it from multiple different emotional angles each time. I don't really know if that helps from like the perspective that you're talking about, but
No, it does. Yeah, I
it's
hear
like
you.
it's slightly different from like a I guess not even really like an improvisational standpoint, but from like a character standpoint. But I with writing music, I oftentimes find that I am playing like a different character for sure. I actually was writing a song today and I felt like for the first time in a very, very long time I was playing myself, which is maybe why it was slightly triggering, but like oftentimes it would be like a kind of like, I think I honestly learned this from my dad. When my dad was writing music too, it would always be from like a different character. And I think that the kind of weird thing about this was that it was like always kind of like the character that he wished he was.
Yeah.
Which is really strange.
Yeah.
But like, you
That's
know.
funny, man. A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Wait, now I have
think
a
that
question
a lot
for
of
Tony.
people have
Do you
that.
feel like you've written lyrics from a perspective that
Yeah.
wasn't? Yeah.
But I feel like when you do that, you end up writing the most. There is that like that's a different thing. I feel like there's like two different things. There's like if you're writing from like, I don't know that I've written from like an idealistic place because to me I'm just like not personally. I've seen people do it amazingly, but personally I've never found I haven't even really tried. I just never been drawn to it because like I want to humiliate myself. I want to find like some things that are like disgusting about my personality. That's just like the kind of shit that I like, you know. But like in terms of like writing from like a character, it can be so. You think you're not writing about yourself, and then you get to the end, and it's like. I heard like Tyler the Creator talking about this, where he was talking about like when he was like stuck on Flower Boy, like he didn't know what else to talk about, so he was like, well, what would happen if I did that? What happened if I lost all my money? What would happen if I had my heart broken? What would happen if like these extreme scenarios he'd put himself in just to get himself to write?
Yeah.
And like that really resonated with me in that like, and I'm sure we've all experienced this to some extent, like just to inspire yourself. Like sometimes you'll get to the end of the song and be like, I mean, I just wrote a song like this like not too long ago that it was about a scenario that I made up in my head that didn't happen to me, but it was about like what would happen if I like cheated on or my best friend's like girlfriend like cheated on me, which was such a basic idea, which I hate. I was like, fuck this. I would never write a song about this. But like I was just like, I did it really quickly. So I was just like, and it was this insane like melodramatic situation that has nothing to do with my life. I've never experienced anything like it, but it ended up being this song about like shame in a way that like the way that I process shame and deal with shit.
It wasn't literally relating to you, but
No,
in
and
the way
I was
that,
literally writing about something really specific, but it ended up feeling really like cathartic and like I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
But
Yeah,
maybe
I
that's
feel-
like
that's
Oh,
acting in a way.
Yeah, you're playing character. I mean,
Do you feel like that kind of catharsis when you play like a character that is that part of your process as an actor? I'm just curious. Like, is that the feeling you get when you like play something that? Do you find like even if you're playing something completely different to you, that you'll still feel like at the end of it, like there's some part of it that is you?
always? Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Always, for sure. Yeah. It's always the basis of every character is always you, and I think that the thing that kind of like stems into that from the acting perspective is like you can never judge the character that you're playing. The character that you're playing is always justified. Darth Vader is always justified in making the Death Star and murdering millions of fucking people
Right.
because it's like he felt as though he was right. You can never be like this character is actually a bad person, and I don't really. It's like once you start to get in your head about like being like this character is actually making like bad decisions and like being a bad person, then you lose instantly. You already lose. It's like there's always a justification for what you're doing. Always, there has to be.
So what you're saying is Jared Leto really was the Joker after all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The best Joker.
Yeah, and the best one,
And
as
the best
we all
one.
know. Beats Ledger.
Beast Ledger.
Yeah.
Thank you. What were you gonna say? You guys were gonna say.
I was gonna say also, I think it also just kind of gives you another creative output. I think a lot of times, like when I'm deep in songwriting mode, like my lifestyle isn't, exactly the most interesting. I'll wake up, work out, come back, get some shit done, and then just work on a song the whole day. It's not exactly the most like, all right, I'm gonna write about writing a song, like some meta shit like that.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of boring to me. So if I make like a character or like I put like an imaginary scenario, like I still can like what you were saying, like how you emotion would respond to that situation. That's still telling a little bit of your truth, even if you're not in it. Like I love writing songs where I'm not even like, it's not even from my perspective. It's like I'm a character watching something, like it gives you a different creative outlet, and you're always going to get something on the other side of it. And I don't think you have to be limited. It's not dishonest to write from a different point of view or for something that's not your own experience. Like screenwriters, don't live the movies that they write,
For
sure.
The dude Donnie Darko didn't like actually have a fucking bunny,
or a plane crash into his house.
and a plane crash into his house.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you look at like hip hop music and you look at like folk music, it happens the most where like people are playing these like kind of crazy characters. You think of like any fucking Johnny Cash song.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
him
It's
being
always,
a fucking cowboy and
boy
killing.
named Sue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always fucking.
Yeah.
Shot that.
Yeah. And I think that what's really crazy is I think also the what's her fucking name? It's brutal out here.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Holy
I was
shit.
watching that documentary about her on I think it's on Disney.
Disney, yeah, I think.
Yeah, and she talks a lot about folk music as well. And like even though her music is so not folk music, it's so pop. It's like from a storytelling perspective, it's still she's like trying to tell the stories of like country music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I thought
all
was really
like
interesting.
super rooted in like lyrical ideas that are, not vague. They're specific stories.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they're trying to get to a moral, and that's what the most important thing. It's like what you
Right.
garner from this tale.
Right.
They're just trying to like. It's like a campfire story. That's what that's what outlaw country stories are. It's always
Absolutely.
like campfire stories with some weird message. Like Boy Named Sue is another fucking.
Yeah, the
you know-
cocaine blues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot that bitch down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you say that?
Fucking Reno.
Yeah.
What is
I
that?
probably
song
can't
called?
say cocaine either,
Yeah,
but
There you go. That's a good one.
What is that fucking song?
Yeah.
Hear the train a coming, rolling round
down
the
the
bend.
bend.
It's Folsom Prison Blues.
Folsom
or
Prison
something.
Blues. Yeah. No, that's the fucking.
That's another one. I don't fucking know.
Folsom Prison Blues is fucking.
They're all the same.
Bob Dylan, I think.
Oh, really? No.
no. Folsom Prison
Johnny
is
Cash
Johnny
played it. They
Cash.
played at the Folsom Prison.
It's
Oh, wait,
coming
what-
around the bend.
Oh.
I haven't had it since I don't know when. I shot my gun in Houston.
Just to watch him
him
die. Yeah,
I
all
hear that train
The podcast has come to a
coming.
screeching halt as we figure out which Johnny Cash song we're trying to do.
Wait, what is
because
the-
on the Live at Folsom album, there is the Folsom Prison Blues and there's the Cocaine Blues, and they're the same story. It's
a lot
you
of-
know.
yeah.
He
Yes.
does blow.
Yeah.
He shoots his bitch down.
Goes to jail.
Not to say that, but
Yeah.
lyrically, that's what
His
he
dog,
says.
his dog, right?
Yeah, his
Yeah,
dog shoots
yeah.
his dog down.
That's nice.
And he gets locked up.
You want me to tell you the most fucked up, crazy thing I just learned about that album?
Do I?
What?
Yes.
It
let's hear it.
like kind of ruins it.
Oh, okay. I'm ready.
Well,
Do you
how
want
they
me
did
to
it
ruin
twice?
that whole
Everyone,
album
if
for
you
you?
love this album, prepare yourself.
I think I know what you're
The
gonna
live
say.
at Folsom.
Controversy is coming.
That everything is fake. All of like the cheering and everything is all fake.
What?
Shut
All fake.
up.
Yes.
Wait. What?
Wait, what? I thought it was two
Yeah.
performances, like a morning one and a night one, and they splice. It was fake.
That's bullshit.
I think all of the cheering I heard is completely fake.
Like they just slap that shit
Damn.
on after.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
That-
Honestly,
why
I
would you- why
think-
even release a live album? What the fuck?
But because it's so crazy. He's like in this prison and talking about like killing people. And
yeah.
all of the inmates are like, fuck
Inmates,
yeah.
yeah, it's
They're
like
like,
this, like,
going
story.
fucking crazy. They're like screaming.
Honestly, I love that.
And it's fake.
It's so creative as
The
like an
vibe.
album. Like, let's make an album that's a live album without it being a live album. What a
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, I
idea.
think it like
So-
was a live album and it was recorded with him there, but the actual noise of the audience,
Like the room
I
noise,
think is
Yeah, yeah.
all
completely
that
fake.
they just like slapped
I think
on.
it's completely fake.
Yo, I had an idea for a live video series. And tell me if you guys think this is cool.
All right.
You know, I feel like our album that's gonna come out is so like intimate. It has very like intimate vibes. I feel like, and like, would it be cool or would this be whack to do like live songs live like in our house, like with a drum kit, the full thing. Like have Sam come out, have like Aaron come out and play or something.
Yeah.
Like do a full thing, but do it like in the house, like
Safe
everybody
setup at home.
really close quarters.
I don't
Like,
think that'd be weird.
Is
That'd
that
be hella
cool?
sick.
Do you think
Oh,
that's
that'd
cool?
be hella sick. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
always
album
say,
was made here.
So you make it feel, you don't like change the room as much as possible. Like maybe you could take the couches and move them to the side or something, but you keep everything like, so you feel like someone's like sitting next to the sink like playing.
Yeah, yeah. It feels like we just hooked it
Yeah.
up in our living room or whatever.
Like
Yeah.
literally do as if you could just to the fullest extent do that.
I like that because that's how the album was made. You know, it was made in this house.
That's a proper reflection.
Exactly.
Of the process.
And
of
we do the
working on it.
podcast in the house. Like
Yeah.
our Younger Hunger very much is like, you know, it is just
We're
us
inside
in this
boys.
house. Yeah, we're inside boys. We're
know?
not that fun.
You should give away your address.
Yeah.
Dox ourselves.
You should
One
dox
time
yourselves.
Beckett put my phone number in invert. It wasn't his fault, but you know it was, I guess, literally his fault. But he put my phone number on our Discord.
That's how it happened.
Well, it was on Tino's collar.
I put a picture of our cat on Discord.
It wasn't his fault.
And his collar had the number on it.
So Tino, that's kind of your fault.
Discord of thousands of people that had your phone number.
I'm
2,500 people.
I'm still
had
in
access
that.
to my
I'm
phone
in
number.
that Discord.
Good. I'm glad.
You know, me too.
I'm in that Discord.
It's crazy.
It's
in
got a
there.
mind of its own.
It's got a mind.
You know, it took over. It
Just
just took off on
Yeah.
its own.
Yeah.
And I have not been on it in like a year. So
It had.
I do a little login
you pop in once in a while.
a few times a week.
I pop in.
Yeah. We see you.
Thank God you do.
If you're in there, we see you. But it's you've outrun us. We can't keep up anymore.
It's a beautiful thing. I love
and we
that.
love
It's a beautiful thing,
For
yeah.
The
the
mod serotonin. If you're reading
Mod
this.
serotonin. Yeah, I know about
shout
that.
out.
We're deep in. Should we keep going, do a double, or should we call it? We're like 75 minutes in.
I'm having fun. I feel like we should do a double.
Let's do a double. I'm gonna be out of town for 2 weeks, so
Oh, so definitely let's do a double.
Shit.
all right, let's
Well,
go.
Becky,
Yeah.